It's Friday, March 7th. What's been hee-hawing in ag, Buford art students are coloring downtown Lancaster, and what animal would you be? All of this and more on this edition of Stinger on Air. Good morning, Jackets. I'm Lily Floyd, and welcome back to the Stinger on Air. Back in January, Buford's ag department gained a new family member. Ava Patterson has more.
From cows to goats to wait, what is that? We asked the teacher herself to find some answers.
So again, to start out with, she already had human interaction before, but getting here, we didn't crowd her. That was the biggest thing. You know, we let her in the pen just one at a time. We gently came up to her. You know, biggest thing for animals is let them smell us and then gently start moving towards her. And of course, give her lots of treats. That's the biggest one is she loves peppermints. And but yeah, that was how we get her comfortable.
This is a reminder not to feed the donkey unwanted foods without permission, and don't throw stuff at her.
We give her water, we give her feed, and we give her hay. We usually brush her sometimes, and we've been trying to work with her.
Everybody, including Nova's caretakers, loves her, but here's a few more people that do.
To be honest, I just like them because they're new to Buford, and we never had that before. And yeah.
I like coming out here in the morning and the afternoon whenever nobody's around, and I like brushing her and cleaning out her pen and feeding her and stuff.
Because it's a precious animal, and they're so sweet, and they love unconditionally. Look how sweet that baby is. Yeah.
Cuddly and kind of cute and whatnot, and if you be gentle with it, it'll come to you and let you pet it and stuff. It's very nice to you.
Ava Patterson on Stinger on Air.
Thanks, Ava. CPA is a concert performance assessment held every March or April in the state of South Carolina. Ashley McGuire tells us more about the band's preparation for their upcoming performance.
CPA stands for Concert Performance Assessment. It's a state assessment of bands and choirs, in our case band, and we go over to Fort Mill High School and perform 3 pieces for a panel of 3 judges for the stage portion of it. After that, we go to a different room. We're given 6 minutes to look over a piece. We can sing, we can count, we can talk about the piece, but we can't play it for those 6 minutes. Then after that 6 minutes is over, we play the piece and we get graded on that. They average the 2 scores together, and we either get a score of poor, fair, good, excellent, and superior. I've gotten excellent most of the time. Normally when we tried stretching ourselves and doing a particularly difficult piece that we were like, hey, let's try and see what happens. But 9 times out of 10 I've always gotten an excellent with the bands that I've taken to CPA and when I've taught in North Carolina and NPA.
I think that CPA is a performance where, the judges get to see what the bands play and what they're capable of in front of an audience. Our first piece is Founders March. The second piece is Fantasia on the Dardansaw, and the third is Amarillo.
Do you think this is something that you stick to?
There are first rangers in high school, probably.
Separated by region, because there's some in Columbia, there's some over near Charleston, all over the state, but our designated area is in Fort Mill. So we're going to be going to Fort Mill High School to perform ours.
Okay. Would there be places that CPA is held that people could go to watch?
Yes. To my knowledge, the tickets are free, but it would be in their auditorium at Fort Mill High School.
The BHS chapter of National Honor Society held their induction ceremony last week. 23 students were welcomed to the club. The National Honor Society is one of the oldest, largest, and most widely recognized student organizations in American high schools. The 4 pillars of NHS are scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Principal Michael Belk encouraged the inductees.
It is my belief that true joy and happiness, or hope in life, as well as one's true purpose, are simply rooted in the area of service.
BHS art students recently traveled to Lancaster Multipurpose Building to paint banners that would be displayed in downtown Lancaster on large cubes located at the Lancaster County Council of the Arts. 2 of 12 designs were chosen to be painted by students from Art 2, 3, and 4 classes. Riley Beckham and Sarah Ann Crawford's designs were 2 of the drawings chosen. This year's theme for the banners is South Carolina Artists. The banners will be displayed as part of the Youth Art Month. Spring sports swing into their season this week. Stinger staffer Cole Gay has the details.
Thanks, Lily. Last night, Buford Archery hosted their first ever archery match at Buford High School. There'll be more on that on next week's Stinger on Air. Now, let's look at the sports from this week. Boys soccer traveled to York Comp Monday for a victory 4-1, with Jackson Hunter scoring all 4 goals. Girls soccer faced York Comp at home Monday, winning 4-0 with Taylor Green scoring a goal. On Tuesday, the baseball team put up a fight but fell to Louisville 5-11. Our boys golf team lost to Cuthbertson on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, archery will travel to Hickory for their best of the best meet. Make sure to wish them luck.
Thanks, Cole. All the talk earlier about Nova makes us wonder what animal you would be, so Haley Adams and Selena Henson took it to the street to find out.
There are around 20 billion animals on Earth, so here at the Stinger we decided to see if you were an animal, what animal would you be? Or better yet, what sound would you make? If you were an animal, what would you be?
A monkey.
What sound does it make?
Wow.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Oh, come on. A puppy dog like Scooby-Doo.
What sound does it make?
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Ooh. I think I would be a killer whale because I don't want to be like somebody's prey or nothing like that.
What sound does it make?
I have no idea.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
A monkey.
What sound does it make? If you were an animal, what would you be?
Oh, if I was an animal, I most definitely would be a bird.
What sound does it make?
A bird? Caw-caw, caw-caw.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Probably a cow.
Make the sound. Moo. If you were an animal, what would you be?
If I was an animal, what would I be? My students would probably say I would be like a tiger or a lion because whenever I get mad, I could just rip them to pieces.
What sound does it make?
Roar, roar, roar.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
A goat.
What sound does it make?
My.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
A narwhal.
Make the sound.
I don't know what sound they make.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
A bear, because they're normally like really family oriented.
What sound does it make?
Roar.
Wow, it looks like we have a zoo here at Buford High School. Personally, I think I would be a cat. They don't have a single worry in the world. And that's it for this week's Stinger on the Street with Haley Adams. If you were an animal, what would you be?
A panther?
Not finna bark. I'm not barking.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
I'd probably be like a grizzly bear or something.
What sound does it make?
Roar!
Thanks, Haley and Selena. What about you, Mr. Belk? What animal would you be and what sound would you make?
Thanks, Lily. What animal would I be and what sound? I love the ocean, so I'd be a fish. I'm going with that, make some sort of noise in the ocean, but that's the best I got. So fish, ocean, good stuff. All right, appreciate everybody's time this morning. Want to start with Jacket Pride. Remember, personal responsibility, respect, dedication, and excellence. Want to thank Miss Jacob for finding what she's looking for and recognizing Brandon Gilstrap this week. So Brandon, you are our Jacket Pride recipient. Thank you for showing that Jacket Pride. We appreciate you. Come up during your own time on Monday, get your little shout out, your Cersei, and then you're our t-shirt winner as well. So thanks, Brandon, for all you do. Keep showing that jacket pride. All right, a few things to get into this week. Really thankful for our Beta Club and a great Beta Spirit Week. Everything went exceptionally well this week. We appreciate that opportunity to balance that fun and focus like we always talk about. Something to be aware of coming up, a couple things actually. Seat time recovery. Remember, this is for all students, but in particular those that are wishing to attend prom. Remember, recovery must be served before you are able to purchase a prom ticket. So if you owe recovery and you know those times are coming up, remember that is an expectation that you must meet in order to purchase tickets the week of proms. There are two opportunities, the week of March 24th to the 28th and March 31st through April 4th. Be sure you're taking advantage of that. And remember, I always say there's nothing more important in life than showing up. Okay. Last thing, awareness-wise, I want to shout out our juniors that are going to be taking the ACT next Wednesday. Best of luck as you show what it is you know as that ideal Buford graduate, or soon to be, I should say. All right. So best of luck to our juniors. Last thing for me, this coming week is a 4-day week. We knew it was important to get to this next checkpoint. I really appreciate everybody's focus, but it's going to be important that we maintain that same sense of focus as we look towards a 4-day week, not only next week, but the week after. All right. So with that being said, I want to leave us with a quote this week. Warren Buffett once said, knowing what to leave out is just as important as knowing what to focus on. And that's so key. Make sure we're putting the right ingredients and the right things into our focus each day. And let's make sure we're leaving the other stuff behind, or that we're making strong decisions, especially when we get to these points in the year where a narrowed focus is so important. All right. With that being said, let's have that sense of focus lead us to great things, Buford High School, and we'll continue to be in great shape. Appreciate all your time. I hope that everybody has a wonderful and safe weekend when the time comes. Have a great day. Go Jackets.
Thanks, Mr. Belk. That wraps up this episode of Stinger on Air. If you enjoyed this episode, like this video and comment below your favorite part. Want to support us in other ways? Click on the Contribute button under our Support Us tab to help contribute to our program. Until next time, for Stinger on Air, I'm Lily Floyd.